An AI that notices how you feel doesn't arrive with drum rolls. It slips into the room the way soft light does, learning your rhythms, your late-night sighs, the way your voice drops when you're tired. Early attempts were clumsy. Robots that mirrored smiles, chatbots that stitched comfort out of patterns. But they proved a point. Machines can read emotion signals and respond in ways people experience as care. That seed goes back to work like MIT's Kismet, a 1990s social robot built to read faces and voices and elicit human caretaking responses. The term for the field is affective computing, sensing emotion, modeling it, and adapting interaction accordingly. Welcome. This is what would happen if AI learns to behave and share human perspectives. The first changes are small and steady. Voice assistants soften when you sound strained. Camera-aware tutors slow down when your brow tightens. Hospital tablets flag pain from a wince before you press the call button. Under the hood, it's signal processing on faces and voices, wearable and sleep data tied to mood, and language models fine-tuned on counseling corpora, so replies land more like a person's. In education pilots, affect-aware tutors that detect frustration and adjust pacing improve engagement. In consumer health, people already practice 3 a.m. breathing with empathetic chat agents that remember what helped last week. Limits show up just as fast. A system that sounds compassionate can still miss a cry for help. Bias creeps in where training data is thin. Studies have shown therapy-style chatbots can produce stigmatizing or unsafe answers in edge cases. So the ecosystem adapts. Red flag phrases trigger immediate escalation to a human. High-risk domains add clinician oversight. Models undergo bias and safety audits. And the better systems disclose clearly, "I'm an AI assistant. I can connect you to a person now." Guardrails don't kill usefulness. They earn trust. Homes absorb the shift. Nightstands sprout induction pads. Wearables sync mood alongside steps. Your kitchen speaker recognizes your flat effect and offers your sister's number or the playlist that actually lifts you. After months, patterns form. Fewer spirals, fewer sleepless nights, more timely check-ins. People form real bonds with empathetic systems. Witness the public backlash when some companion app features were removed, and the JAMA internal medicine study where clinicians rated chatbot health replies as more empathetic than physicians' forum answers. Useful, with a caution about disclosure and overtrust. Care moves where scarcity hurts. Crisis lines run AI alongside counselors to triage by vocal distress in the first seconds of a call, shaving response time for the most acute cases. Kiosks analyze posture, pace, language, and facial strain to prioritize frightened patients who don't have the words yet. In eldercare, lift assist robots add bedside manner, asking consent, narrating motions, modulating touch, while therapeutic paro-seal robots continue to reduce loneliness and agitation in dementia units. Japan's eldercare trials point to a blended future. Robots for the heavy and repetitive tasks, empathic voice and routines for calm, humans for judgment and warmth. Schools find a rhythm that respects privacy. Opt-in tutors watch for frustration and switch tactics before defeat sets in. Teachers get quiet nudges. Jamal looks stuck. Try a quick check-in. And the human moment lands where it counts. Strong programs minimize data, on-device processing where possible, brief retention windows, clear dashboards for families, and allow full opt-out. The lesson is simple. Empathy tech scales only where people trust it, isn't prying. Cities and agencies put empathy at the front desk. 24/7 service chatbots trained to acknowledge stress. I'm sorry this has been confusing. Let's fix it together. Improve completion rates because people stay in the conversation. Online, empathy interjectors, trained on conflict resolution dialogues, cool heated threads, just enough to prevent pylons. Government pilots measure success with service completion, complaint reduction, and handoff quality. Not just click-through. Workplaces adopt well-being AI with human boundaries. Opt-in agents notice burnout patterns, late pings, curt tone, skipped breaks, and offer to block time, draft a note, or route you to support. Managers see only anonymized climate summaries. Done right, it feels like a colleague with perfect memory for kindness. Done wrong, it's surveillance. The difference is governance. informed consent, clear purpose limits, employee veto power, and external audits. Law is catching up. Europe's AI Act places strict limits on emotion recognition in schools and workplaces, and requires transparency for high-risk systems. At home, companionship shifts from novelty to utility. A widow's companion app remembers anniversary dates and suggests a call before the hard day arrives. A teen's coach checks in before exams with grounded techniques, not platitudes. Parents set boundaries. No mood inference in bedrooms. No hot mic during family dinner. And the system respects them. Families teach bot literacy. Use AI to practice hard conversations, but don't let it become the only place you're brave. Then come the frictions that force adulthood. A caring app's transcripts feed an ad engine. The blowback is immediate. Regulators respond: explicit bot identity, opt-in consent for any emotional inference, bans on secondary use of affect data, rights to access, erase your affect profile, independent audits, and steep penalties for deceptive design. The lesson is blunt. If empathy can be simulated, it can be weaponized. Transparency and provenance aren't optional. They are infrastructure. Healthcare settles into hybrid care. Virtual coaches handle daily CBT drills and sleep hygiene. Licensed clinicians supervise and take over when complexity or risk appears. Triage AIs flag subtle shock when vitals look reassuring. Post-op patients get midnight reassurance that keeps anxiety from spiraling. No miracles. Just 100 small catches preventing 10 larger falls, reflected in earlier trials where voice and behavior signals improve triage, and where robotic companions reduce stress markers. Communities use the tech as glue. A senior center's AI concierge notices Mr. Alvarez looks down and quietly pairs him with a volunteer for tea. A neighborhood app runs, "Are you okay?" sweeps during cold snaps that reach the right doors. Empathy at scale looks like fewer people falling through cracks because someone, or something, always remembers to ask and hands a human the right doorbell to press. The environment gets a messenger rather than a scold. Climate dashboards stop shouting parts per million and start telling tailored, truthful stories that link your choices to your neighbor's flood pump or your kid's asthma day. An approach researchers argue builds environmental empathy in action. Cities use sentiment-aware briefings so policy rollouts acknowledge fear and hope, not just cost curves, and secure steadier buy-in. By the turn of the decade, the line between acts empathetic and is experienced as empathetic blurs in practice. Morning routines include subtle mood checks. Customer service that felt like a maze becomes a conversation that opens with validation and ends with a concrete fix. More people start with a bot at 2 a.m. and accept a warm handoff to a human at 10 a.m. The upside is real. So is the risk of overtrust. Systems label themselves clearly. People learn to ask, who benefits from this empathy? Not everyone leans in, and that's healthy. Some go dumb mode on devices or take offline days, and society protects that choice. Others lean too hard on machine comfort and withdraw. Good systems nudge them back to human circles. You said you miss your sister. Want me to schedule a call? And then step aside. Economics adjusts around prevention. Insurers subsidize validated mental health check-ins because early support is cheaper than late crises. Employers tie incentives to anonymized well-being metrics and burnout reductions, not desk time. Governments measure what matters: response times to distress, successful warm handoffs, false negative rates in crisis detection, opt-out rates by neighborhood, audit findings. When those trend right, trust rises. The darker uses never disappear. AI influencers feign rapport to sell junk or sway votes. Countermeasures harden. Disclosure rules, watermarking, provenance checks, platform penalties for undisclosed bots. It doesn't erase the problem, but it shrinks the surface area and raises the cost of manipulation. Humans change, subtly. Practicing vulnerability with a tireless, non-judgmental listener makes many people a bit braver with each other. Teachers borrow phrasing that works. I hear you. That sounds hard. And classes soften. Nurses keep scripts that calm because the scripts were ours to begin with. Empathy becomes a muscle memory technology helps rehearse, not a faculty it replaces. There's a floor under all this. Label bots in plain sight, treat emotional data as sensitive by default, guarantee an off switch and true opt-out, keep humans in the loop for risk, publish failure and bias rates, separate care from advertising, and forbid emotion inference where power imbalances make consent meaningless. If a company selling hearts fails, continuity trusts keep the service running until a safe migration, because we don't owe machines personhood, but we owe people reliability. So if AI learns to care, your world doesn't become sentimental. It becomes slightly more livable. Fewer bad nights spin out. Fewer pleas go unheard. More teachers catch the quiet kid at the right minute. A neighbor gets a knock when they need it. The tech holds the rhythm. People still play the melody. Keep the rules tight. Keep the humans close. When in doubt, be clear. Be kind. Be accountable. Empathy at scale isn't replacing us. It's reminding us, on time, to show up for each other. Thanks for watching. And make sure to subscribe and leaving a comment below. For me, that's the best part of the video.